Hello everyone, it's Mindy from My Creative Scoop and I'm back with another Copic marker tutorial for scrapbookpal.com. Today I'm going to be using this adorable stamp set called Very Good Friends by Avery Elle. I'm going to show you how to use Copic markers and we're going to be coloring these adorable little bears. I'm going to show you how to blend multiple colors together. I've stamped my images in Memento black ink onto my Copic Express It blending card. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and color these cute little bears. We're going to be using E23, E33, E31, and E30. We're also, for the inside part of the mouth and the stomach, we're going to be using the W's, which is a warm gray. So we're going to be using W00, W1, W3, and W5. We're going to go ahead and start by coloring the white part, or the W's first, since we want it to appear lighter than the brown. So we're going to start with W3. And I'm just going to come out a little bit. The trick to coloring white is just to give it a little bit of a shadow, so we're not filling it all in. And then we're going to do the same thing here, add a little bit of white on the bottom, and we're going to do the same thing over here, a little bit of white right along the bottom of the mouth. And then we're going to come out a little bit more using the W1. So I'm just going to flick, making that line a little softer. And a little bit over here. And now we're going to take that W00 and get a nice smooth blend right into the white. So I'm just going to flick going up. I'm going to do a heavy flick so that way I'm really pulling up some of the previous colors and blurring out that line from all of the other darker colors. So we're going to intensify that shadow a little bit more by adding a little bit of the W5. So I'm going to come out just a little bit. Could just think of it as outlining the outline of the stamp, so that way we're really trying to make that thin line. Do the same thing over here. And just a little bit over here. So instead of working back through all of those colors and taking the chance of really filling in that area that we want to be white, we're going to skip between colors. So instead of using the W3, I'm going to go straight to my W1 just to soften up that W5. I'm just going to pull it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my W00 again and do the same thing, just a heavy flick. Now we have a little bit of a shadow to the white areas. So now we're going to go ahead and get out the R32 and R30 because we're going to add a little bit of pink to the insides of the ears. I'm going to start with my R32, and right at the bottom I'm just going to add a little line. And then I'm going to take my R30 and we're going to fill in the rest of that above the line for the inner ear. Alright, so now with the bear's full body using the browns, the E23, 33, E30, and 31, we're going to start with the E23. And since this bear's laying down on his back, we're going to go ahead and really define that shadow right along the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and take my E23 and we're just going to add a thick line all along the bottom. And then we're going to come up here and add a little bit of lines so that way we can kind of make that texture stand out a little bit for the fur. And then right here, right along the edge, closest to the body, we're also going to make a shadow since that's on the opposite side. So we're also going to do a little bit of a shadow underneath the arm on the bottom part, and then again all the way on the bottom part of his shoulder, her shoulder. And then same thing over here. We want to make a shadow in between both of these legs. Since this one back here is behind this one, we want to make that shadow a little more defined. And then also on the bottom of the tummy and the leg. So it looks like this is in front of this. So we're also going to add a little bit of a shadow underneath the white area of the mouth, just so you can really make that look like it's standing out on the face, standing up. Now we're going to take our E33, come out a little bit more, you want to make sure you pick up some of that E23 and you push it out so that way you get a blend between the two colors. We're going to take the E33 and add a little bit of a shadow here. We don't want it to be as dark, so that way these other shadows really stand out more. But since the arm is in front of the belly right there, we want to add a little bit of a shadow. And now with the E31, same thing, we're just going to come out right along the side. This one we're going to add even thicker. Since we still have a lot of the bear left and we only have one more color, we want to fill in most of it. You might have to go back and forth right along the edge of the previous colors just to get those colors moving and blending out. And go all the way around here. That way everything is pretty much filled up. It's just going to be these highlighted areas for the E30. So now let's go ahead and take that E30. Before you just fill in all of the white areas, you still want to go back into some of that E31 to pull the color out so we get a nice blend between the two colors, and then fill it in. You have to pick up some of the previous color in order to get it to blend. Alright, so everything is filled in now, but you can still tell that it's somewhat blotchy. So we want to go back and repeat those steps. So I'm going to go back with my E23, re-add that shadow. And then we're going to take the E33 and do the same thing, just come out a little bit more. So by adding that second coat really helps some of the colors on the paper move a little bit more so they're able to blend. And the same thing with the E31. You can already see that it's really starting to blend and you're not having so much of that separation So we're moving all of those colors together and getting them to mix. And then again with that E30. Alright, so now for the little bear, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing, same colors. I'm going to start with that E23. We're just going to add a little bit of a shadow right over here behind the paw and along the bottom of the paw. And a little bit up here on the bottom parts of the ears. And now we're going to pull all those colors through. Using the E33, I'm going to come out just a little bit. I want the bears to be just a little bit lighter than the mama, because we want them to look, you know, have a little bit of a different contrast. And then a little bit with the E31. So since we mostly filled up the mama bear with the E31, this time we're gonna just leave a lot more of the white space so that way we can fill the majority up with the E30. A little bit more right here. I'm gonna go back with my E31, and I'm just gonna add a couple little flicks up here, just to make him look a little more furrier, since the baby bears tend to have that really soft looking fur. Alright, so now they are ready to be die cut and placed on our card. Okay, so here is my finished card. The Happy Mother's Day sentiment is from Lawn Fawn. It's an older die set, and I've used my Spellbinders Nestabilities to create those little ovals. All of my little, just the bears are on some foam dots to give it a little bit of dimension, and I also added one underneath the little bumblebee and the flower over here on this side. So the paper I'm using is from the brand new one from Lawn Fawn. And I was going to use the cute one with the rainbows on it, but since there was that bee stamp in this stamp set, I wanted to go ahead and use the bee paper. And I thought the pink would be really, really pretty for Mother's Day. So I hope you enjoyed this coloring tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.